What's up, cosmic travelers? Toker T. Gopherson coming at you from the Blazed Burrow's subterranean studio, where we're about to dive into the wildest environmental policy since someone suggested we fix climate change by pointing all our air conditioners out the window. So picture this. You're a massive corporation. You've been dumping toxic chemicals into the air for decades. The government's been all like, hey man, that's not cool. You gotta stop poisoning people. Total buzzkill, right? Well, good news, industrial America. The EPA has created a magical email address where you can basically say nah to those pesky regulations. That's right, folks. The Environmental Protection Agency, an organization with the word protection literally in its name, has set up Air Action, EPA.gov, where companies can request presidential exemptions from the Clean Air Act. It's like when your roommate sets up a chore chart, but also leaves a note saying, or just text me if you don't feel like doing dishes for the next 4 years. Oh, and this isn't for just any regulations. We're talking about rules that prevent mercury, arsenic, and other brain-melting chemicals from being pumped into our atmosphere. Mercury! You know, that stuff that Mad Hatters used to get poisoned by? Turns out having it in our air isn't great for, I don't know, babies' brains? But Toker, how will this help America? Well, according to the EPA website, this is all to, and I'm quoting directly here, advance President Trump's executive orders and power, the great American comeback. Because nothing says comeback like respiratory illness and neurotoxins. Let's be real for a second. This is like if your doctor said, hey, smoking is bad for you, and the tobacco company set up an email address where they could ask the president for permission to lie about that. Oh wait, that basically happened too. But here's where it gets truly mind-blowing. These companies just have to claim 2 things in their email. First, that they don't have the technology to comply, which is corporate speak for we don't wanna. And second, that poisoning the air is somehow in our national security interest. I've been sitting in my burrow all day trying to figure out how pumping mercury into the atmosphere protects us from foreign threats. Is the plan to make Americans so neurotoxically damaged that we're no longer worth invading? 4D chess move, I guess. And this isn't some small one-off thing. This is part of what EPA Administrator Lee Zeldin, a man who clearly missed the protection part of his job title, proudly called the greatest day of deregulation in U.S. history. They're reviewing 31 environmental protections faster than a stoner goes through a bag of Doritos. Look, I know I'm just a gopher in a beanie with suspiciously pink eyes, but even I can see this is messed up. Environmental advocates are calling it a gold-plated get-out-of-permitting-free card. I'd call it a breathing is overrated policy. Wait, I just had an epiphany. Maybe we should all email the EPA too. Dear airaction@epa.gov, I'd like a presidential exemption from having to breathe toxic chemicals. The technology to avoid breathing doesn't exist, and my not dying is definitely in the national security interest. Thanks. But real talk, this matters. While we're all distracted by earthquakes in Thailand and student visa dramas, the air we breathe is being negotiated via email like it's a group dinner reservation. And that's not just a bummer, it's existential. You know, sometimes I wonder if the people making these decisions have to breathe the same air as the rest of us, or if they have special, filtered air pumped into their exclusive neighborhoods. Because I can't imagine willingly making the air worse if you and your kids had to breathe it too. Oh, and get this, companies have until March 31st to send in their toxic wishlist emails. After that, I don't know, they'll probably just extend the deadline or create a new email address. Maybe next time it'll be easypollution@epa.gov or just dump it wherever at epa.gov. So there you have it, folks. In a world where you need a doctor's note to miss work, multi-billion-dollar corporations just need to send an email to skip following environmental laws. Democracy in action, or should I say, democracy in action. Remember to like, subscribe, and maybe plant a tree or something. We're gonna need all the help we can get cleaning our air since the EPA seems to have other priorities. This has been Toker T. Gopherson, making sense of nonsense since 420. Peace out, my environmentally conscious comrades.